What is up, guys? It's Drewsmc, and as you guys can see, all we're going to need is a 10 by 10 quart space. And after building your 10 by 10 quart space, we're just going to need to get the materials: a block of quartz, grey wool, some acacia planks, some oak leaves, some stone bricks, and some black stained glass planes and some white stained glass paint. So firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to get our block of quartz. I'm just going to place this up by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks, and then we're going to move over to here, and then we're going to move 2 blocks over and then do the same. Okay, not there. 2 blocks over, just 2 blocks over, then do the same, and then we're just going to join them across like so. And then once we've done that, we're going to get our black stained glass paint and just fill in this window like so. And once we've filled in that window, all we need to do now is to come across back here and just do the same. Count 2 blocks across, go all the way up, and then just fill it in like so. Just add the cross layer atop, then fill in the window with the black stained glass, and then we just do the same on the other side. And do apologize for that vibration. I will move my phone elsewhere. So let's just fill in this window. There we go. And then now what we need to do is we need to get ourselves our stone bricks. And so no, in fact, let's just use our acacia planks. And what we want to do is we want to come to this point here. So as you guys can see here, this is the first layer. So not on this layer, we want to come to this second point here, and we want to place 2 blocks like so, and then we want to build up these 2 pillars all the way to the same height as the white pillar over there. So I believe that is 6 blocks. So once we build it up to the same height, we want to take one of these pillars across and just put it all the way behind like so. So as you guys can see, it comes across. Then we're just going to add another pillar on top of that and just take it all the way to this point right here. So as you guys can see, that is how you do that part. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add a pillar of oak leaves, 4 oak leaves, 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. And then what we're going to do is we're actually going to get ourselves some, and this is, you know, up to you. You can either use stone bricks for this, or you can use grey wool, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like with grey wool because you guys can see what's over there. So you want to come to this point over here. You want to come diagonal from where you placed your acacia wood, and you just want to place 2 blocks of grey wool like so. Then you just want to take it up and just make sure it fills in this area. So just build it and 2 less blocks. Just build it up so until it basically, I can't explain it, but just build it up. Like, you could build it all the way up to here, it doesn't matter. Just build it up until it fills up this part here, as you guys can see. So you just build it up by 5 blocks. I do apologize for making that much more difficult than it actually is. Then what we're going to need to do now is we're going to get our block of quartz, and we're going to add 2 blocks like so. So we're going to add 2 blocks across here, and then we're just going to build this all the way to the top. And by the top, I mean the same height as this, as the rest of the white blocks, like so, as you guys can see. So as you guys can see now, that this area here is going to be like the little doorway, but we need to add some other stuff on the other parts of the house. So for this area, what we're going to do is we're going to take our acacia planks, and we are going to, let me just check if I've got this right. There we go. We're going to place 2 blocks here. So we're going to come to the edge, we're going to go up 1 and then place 2 blocks here. So 1, 2. Then we're going to build this all the way up to the same height as the other acacia blocks, as you guys can see. And then we're just going to connect them. That's it. We're just going to connect them. So very, very simple. Just going to connect them. So now that we've connected these points, all we need to do is add some, I guess you could say, a filler or whatnot. So what we're going to do is we're going to get our acacia planks, or in fact, we're going to get ourselves, we're going to get ourselves our acacia planks, and we're going to then add a pillar down here. Add a pillar going down here. So as you guys can see, if we were to come over to here, just come over here, add a pillar, just make it going down right next to this white pillar, but you know, sort of diagonal to it. Then add a second one. So we've got ourselves a 2 block gap, and in that 2 block gap, what we're going to add is we're going to add ourselves, let me just check something. Okay, we're going to add ourselves some grey wool like so, and then there is that, guys. So as you guys can see, that is how that looks. There we go. So, and then you can also add 2 blocks of oak leaves in that gap. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do the other sides. So for the other sides, what we're going to do firstly is we're going to add another pillar on this side over here like so. And then we're just going to do the same for this side. Then what we're going to do is we're going to create another pillar, and we're going to drag it all the way around and connect it up back to here. So if we take this all the way to this corner over here, as you guys can see, and then just when it comes to here, we're just going to do a 90-degree angle turn and then join it up with that. I'm going to do that one more time, just do it again underneath like so, and then there we have that, as you guys can see. So now we've got this sort of weird curve, I guess you could say, but you know, nevertheless it still looks great. I still think this modern house is one of my favorites. So now all we need to do is we need to get ourselves our grey wall, and what we need to do is we need to add a pillar across here, add a pillar just fill in this area over here, and then just fill in the area around here. So as you guys can see, we need to add another pillar here just to fill in that space, and then we're going to take this around the edge and then just join it up with this part like so. And then that is it, guys. So now, as you guys can see, which is very simple, all we need to do is just fill in this gray area, just fill in the gray area until you reach this point above here like so. So just reach this point above here, because if you were to fill it in like that, you just have a little space. So just make sure you fill it in so that there's no gaps. So that's all we did. So far this tutorial is pretty simple. I mean, it's a 10 by 10 house, and there we go. So now that we've done that, now that you've got this wall, you might be thinking this looks definitely a bit weird, but don't worry guys, I can assure you I'm gonna fix this. So on the edge, just add like I don't know what you'd call it, just add perimeter of leaves, I think you could say. And then now what we're going to do is we're going to add ourselves some windows, but firstly we need to add the roof. So for the roof, we're just going to add a layer of acacia planks like so. The roof, we're just going to add a normal layer of acacia planks. There we go. And you guys can change the wood if you feel you know, you don't like the acacia wood, you can change the wood. So now what we're going to do, as you guys can see, the house is quite dark apart from the one window over there. So we're going to come to the back area, and then what we're going to do is we're going to add some windows. So let me just check something quickly, guys. So okay guys, so now for the last part of the window, I do apologize for that jump cut guys, but I had to do something quickly. So all we want to do is, as you guys can see, what we're going to do, we're going to come over to this gray sort of perimeter here, then we're going to come to the edge here and not the top, like so. We're going to come to this diagonal point here, then we're going to go horizontal. Is it diagonal? It's diagonal, my bad. Horizontal, wow, what am I on? Diagonal down. We're going to go diagonal down and left, and then we're going to do this block, then we're going to destroy this block, destroy 2 more underneath it, so we're destroying 3 in total. Then we're going to destroy the second area next to it, so that's the additional 3 blocks next to it. Then we're going to leave 1 pillar, then we're going to do the same again. So what we're going to do is we're going to destroy 1 2 3, then 1 2 3. Then when we turn around here, we're also going to destroy 1 2 3, then leave 1 pillar again, and then destroy 1 2 3 1 2 3. And then now, as you guys can see, you've got a nice window pattern. So all we need to do is get ourselves the white stained glass, if I can find it. There we go. This is why I said you need the white stained glass. Just fill it in like so. There we go. So just fill that in, fill that in, fill that in. There we go. Fill that in. The white stained glass panes, make sure it's glass panes, because if it's glass blocks, it will not look right, guys. It will not look correct. So as you guys can see, now you've got this nice window design. So what we have for the rest of the house, for the intro, all we need is some more white glass panes, and just add a layer like so. Just add it all the way to the roof. I mean, you don't have to add it to the roof, but I feel like it just, you know, looks really nice. And then just destroy, well, not that, for a final touch, just destroy the top one and then just add gray along the top here. Then for the interior, just make sure you add some gray along the top here just to fill out this area. And then that is it, guys. I believe that is the end of the tutorial. So far the house does look really nice. I mean, not so far, I mean the house tutorial is over. What you guys can add, since the house is very open, very spacious, I'd recommend adding some oak leaves like so, and then also just adding some oak wood underneath these, because I feel like this just you know, gives it an added touch, just makes it look a little bit better. So yeah, I really think this house tutorial was really great. You guys can also add some lighting in, you know, in places like that, or just, you know, underground or something. You guys can do whatever you want. And last but not least, just a final touch, if we want to get ourselves, what we can do just for a final touch is, if I can find the item, I do have trouble finding items, you just want to get yourself some acacia fences, get yourself some either glowstone, or get yourself some oak leaves and some trapdoors. And you can probably tell what I'm about to do, but this is completely optional. You don't have to do this. If you finish your house, you don't want to add this, you don't have to. I don't think iron trapdoors work like that. So what you want to do is you just want to come to the edge here, then you can add your acacia fence, then you can add either glowstone or you can add oak leaves. So add 1 oak leaf, then come to the second pillar here, add your fence, then add 2 leaves like so, and then come back to this pillar here, add your fence, then add 2 leaves, then come to this fence and then add 1 leaf. So as you guys can see, it's like a sort of pattern, but you know, it's really up to you guys. You don't have to add that. It's just a suggestion, just to make your house look a little bit better, just a little more, you know, naturey or natural. But it's up to you guys. I mean, you guys have complete free reign if you guys want to do it. I like to give you people options on the house. So if you guys did enjoy this stylish modern house tutorial, don't forget to leave a like, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. It's been Drewsmc, and don't forget to check out my ton of other videos. I have a lot of other house tutorials in this world that I've done on, and there will be a ton more coming, guys. It's been Drewsmc. Leave a like, subscribe, and until next time, it's gonna be peace from me.